Ah, 22nd Thailand Rob, and Simon. Hey, Simon. Guys, since I was in lockdown here for a couple of weeks, which I'm not technically in lockdown anymore, I went stir crazy, but I did enjoy StreamYard and the ability to reach out to Simon and Fawn and a couple of people that are coming up here in the future that I won't tell you right now because I haven't booked a tentative date. But anyway, Simon's back, and we've got just an evening that we're going to spend with you for the next hour or so, just chatting it up with your questions or what's going on with us. And I even went out and bought a special brew. This is the Leo Strong Brew. It's a big boy beer. And so I got one of those for our lovely cover. How you doing, Simon?
I'm doing all right. Is that strong brew? You're suddenly going to faint live and just collapse, are you?
Just collapse, man. Look, it won't even, in the koozie, or in Thailand we call it a condom. It doesn't even fit. So yeah.
Is it a Leo?
That's a Leo. That's a Leo Strong Brew.
So what's so strong about it? What's the percentage of that one?
It's still only, I think, 5 and maybe 5.5. It's not too strong. I can't advertise for the company, so I have to cover the name. But it's just a heavier taste, more than alcohol. Because Singa has a beer that has more alcohol, but I don't like the really high alcohol beers. They don't. The taste is too sharp. It's, I like a good tasting beer, and this one, very hoppy.
Hoppy. Hello to the guys in the chat. There's my moderator.
Hey, everybody.
David Hart and Paul Smile. Hi, guys.
Dave, Frank, Pierre, Crisscross, Die. Hold on, let me get. So we got squirrels in the house. Ooh, squirrels.
Green squirrels. You did a poll on the Facebook page. Or no, where was it? On the
it's YouTube right here channel. On the YouTube page. The poll. You
did a poll.
Yeah, and 75 votes so far. We're just going to hold. This is still the introduction, but 75 people have spoke, and 45% want to know when you're coming back to Thailand. 19% want to know if I'm going back to Kamala. 23% want to hear about Thai women, and 13% want to talk about Bitcoin.
Wayne Lesperance, good afternoon, sir, in Saudi Arabia. Well, Bitcoin today, Rob, is, as of lunchtime, £23,500 for a whole coin and 32,300 American dollars. Ah, there you go.
And you have 22 coins, right?
I don't have 22 coins. I think I have 0.0000002 or something.
For those of you, I don't own cryptocurrency. I know about it and I look at it, but I don't own any Bitcoin. But I threw that into the mix because people still talk about it all the time. It's a big thing. I mean, but it's
not right now. It's going down in value pretty quick at the moment. Something to do with China. And Nathan, yes, I can see the chat. So, it's got China have, I don't know, they've banned something on it. So it's dropping through the floor at the moment. So that's our 13% of Bitcoin covered, yes?
Yeah, don't rush through it now. Don't rush through it. Oh, no. It's changed now. Now we have 94 votes. Hold on, Simon. Hold yourself. No, don't hold yourself. We got 44% wanting to know when you're coming back. 20% want to know when I'm going to Kamala. 25% about Thai women, and 11 on Bitcoin. So before you go back to that, I want to say that if anybody is doing Bitcoin, most of the people do the day trading stuff. And I don't know about you. SK, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that very much. They're mostly day trading it, which is so volatile, I understand. I would only probably do something long term for me personally, but I don't have money to invest in a in a cryptocurrency that I don't understand much about. I'd rather put it into a Starbucks coffee business or something than that. You know, a stock. I mean.
Yeah. Well, I got about $400 worth of Bitcoin, so it's not going to
Do you?
change. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A couple of subscribers. One of them told me he wanted to donate a little bit of Bitcoin to me, so he made me set up a Bitcoin account, which I still don't understand, and I put it in my description so people could give me Bitcoin. And two people gave me, it was like $110 they gave me, and it went up to 400. So it went up to 700, but now it's 400. So I said I'll leave it there forever and then give it them back.
That would be cool. I didn't know. I mean, I don't know how to accept payment as Bitcoin. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I don't know. I mean, I got PayPal, and that's all. Anyway, all right.
I wouldn't invest in it. There's no way I'd invest in a Bitcoin. I've got a Thai wife, so I can't afford to.
Where's she at tonight?
Well, she's now working. She's just gone. I've dropped her off at work. I've got the day off today, and hooray! Yeah, and Mem's taking driving lessons at the moment in the UK, so that she can get. She wants to get a British driving license. I don't know why, but when a Thai woman has a passion for something, you're always better to say, "Okay, I agree. I encourage you. Do it." And it's you know.
Okay, so I want to talk about that because that is 27% of the people said they want to talk about Thai women. So let's just talk about that for a second.
Okay.
You're married to a Thai woman. I'm not, but so you know a lot more than I do about being married, and I just know about knowing Thai women in the public more than more than being married or relationship wise. So we have a lot that we can help some of our viewers out with.
I've been married for 17 years to Mem, who is a Thai woman. There's a difference because every Thai woman is different. So I could only talk about my experience and my Thai wife. I am not an expert on Thai women in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so let me ask you this: you worked in the bar industry.
Yeah, I managed 2 bars for 2 years in Pattaya with approximately 30 girls in each bar, a mama-san and cashiers, but it was owned by Thai man and woman. I was just a manager. Never went behind the bar, never got involved with the girls. I was just like chat to the customers for 2 years.
But you picked up on sort of the way, but you picked up on how the Thai women react and interact with Farang, or how they make their money.
Yes.
Where I'm going with this is in Kamala, I'm surrounded with bars and massage places. So being that I'm on the consumer end, never been a bar owner, never been a massage place owner, but I know many people involved. And so one of the things I'm just going to tell a story right now. One of the things I know about Thai massage women, if they sit out front of their salon, their shop, and being that I live in Kamala, I don't go and get a massage every day. So I don't go get a massage every week. I rarely ever go get a massage. So the 3 women that would sit outside a shop every day, one would always give me the high. I drive my motorbike down the road and I see them. I'll nod. They wave. There's always one girl. There's always one girl at the shop that as soon as where's my phone? As soon as she's got up from her phone to see who's coming down the road, she sees me, it goes right back down. No wave, no hello, no kiss my ass, no nothing. And I talked with several people about this. It's basically because they know I'm not going to be a Patreon. I'm not going to go and get a massage. So they kind of flip the hair. For those of you that don't know what the hair flip means, it means screw you, basically, go away.
So, Thai massages, from what you've just said, there's different types of Thai massage shops in Thailand. Now, whether you're married, single, living in Thailand or not, there's normal Thai massage shops. You can go in and get a foot massage, leg massage, a full body massage, and it's just proper oil massage, Thai massage. But there are the ones that have, let's call them the dentist curtain beds. They put a curtain around you, and more happens than just a massage. Now, those girls sat out the front, in my opinion, could be girls that just do traditional massage, and they'll still shout at you even if they know you, because you might go and spend 200 baht on a massage. Surely that would be the case.
The one that I've got in mind, okay, so right next to the Hideaway in Pattaya, there's this one massage place. I wish I could remember the name because it's fully top shelf massage. Wonderful place. Literally, if you're looking at the Hideaway, it's on the right. You just go up a couple of places, and those girls are wonderful. They're funny, good to interact with, and none of what I was talking about with the hair flipping. None of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't live there,
and
they don't see me every day.
Kamala, though, there's a lot of massage shops there that are the ones with the dentist curtains. Probably more of those than a normal.
Yeah.
So it's probably those ones you're riding past, I would guess.
Yes. But 50% of the girls are happy with me not stopping. Mm-hmm. And 50% of the girls are like, well, they don't eat. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make of this, I'm going to get across to some of the people is there's a way to play Farangs to get them to come to the shop for a massage. Wave and be happy and look cute, wave and be happy and look cute. And if you don't stop after 3 or 4 passes, you don't stop. The second play is to completely ignore you and not look, which makes you feel as a Farang guilty, or you're going to question why this girl is ignoring you now because all the other Thai girls are not ignoring you. Why is this one ignoring me? Which makes you go to the salon and ask her, what's wrong? And you never stop. I need money and you never, it's a double play.
Barry, hello, mate. Well, yeah, where I live in Thailand, in the village, it's totally different, the massage places. They don't have those type of massage places. They're only proper traditional Thai massage places.
Really?
But, yeah. In fact, we have a woman who's got a massage shop. We just ring her. She comes to the resort and she'll do massage on the floor in the lounge. We'll put a mattress down for any of our customers that come and stay at the resort. They come and do it there. So,
Thai massage, yeah.
But we've got none of those other type of and we haven't got any soapy massages that close by our resort. But you've got a Pattaya or Phuket or wherever, Bangkok. Bangkok's a great example. Soi 7-1. Used to have the Eden Club down there. It's got the Aussie bar, which is a great little bar down there. It's on Sukhumvit Road. It's just up the road from Nana Plaza. It's a really, 250-meter dead-end soy street. And there's a load of massage shops down there. And it's narrow road. Now, those massage girls don't sit there and flick their hair as you walk down.
No.
They come out and grab you.
Yes.
And there is a ladyboy massage one down there as well. And they come out and grab you.
Well, you haven't been there in a while because now the whole soy is ladyboys.
I've been there. I was there 6 months ago because one of my subscribers and good friend, I won't say a name, was staying in the hotel at the bottom of that soy at the dead end bit. And it's like 500 baht a night. And I went down there. I was in Bangkok, so I was going to see him, collect him from the hotel, and we go off drinking. I'd say there's only 2 ladyboy down there right now, I would say. Everyone has got a ladyboy in, but they're not predominantly ladyboys.
Okay, so all right. So you remember where at the entrance where the Subway used to be?
The Subway. Where are we talking?
The Subway sandwich shop on Soy 7.1.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you walk in, you're starting to go down the curb. The first massage place on your right is not, it's legit. It's just
Right.
Massage. Then you walk a couple of more down and there's a bar. But on your right, you're going to have two predominantly Kathu massages. And then what?
But there's a magic one then. It says like magic bar or something. It's got an area where they sit outside. And then there's some curtains, a Mr. Ben secret curtains. I don't know what's behind that.
No, that place isn't very popular anymore. That's right next to what used to be, what was it, Dr. BJ's, and they went defunct.
There was Eden Club there as well, and that's gone.
Eden's gone?
Yeah, Eden's gone.
Oh, well, Eden was the one that took over I think it was called Dr. BJ's.
I don't know, but Eden Club everyone must know about Eden Club, but that's gone. So the equivalent, I think, is in Pattaya. What's it called? It's in behind. What LK Metro is it? It's there's a bar there that's the same as Eden. You go in and you pick two ladies, and they get the toys out, and off you go for a merry time. It's not Dungeons and Dragons or Whips and Whiplash. It's something. What's it called, guys? What's it called in Pattaya? The 2-for-1. As Mem calls it, M&S, Marks and Spencer's instead of S&M bar. It's a famous name in Pattaya.
I didn't.
They do a limo service to the airport as well. They used to pick you up at the airport, bring a few girls.
Oh, you're talking about the Devil's Den.
Devil's Den, that's it. That's the equivalent of what Eden Club used to be. There it is.
Okay, Devil's Den. Devil's Den is closed, Scott says.
Oh, is it? Yeah, only at the moment, maybe.
I don't know. They have so many different venues. I don't know if they're closed, but they might be.
They'll open again.
Well, yeah, when the bars and everything are closed, I mean, what can you do? Nathan's saying it's just on the corner of Second Road.
Oh, there you go. So how do you know so much about Soy 7.1, Rob?
Oh, I've stayed on Soy 7. One of my favorite hotels of all time was stuck on that road, and they still had a very, very VIP hotel with a security guard outside while the rest of the road just went to pieces. I can't remember the name of it, and it's not open. It hasn't been open since COVID took over because they shut it down. There, it didn't work. But I stayed on Soy 7.1 almost every time because I could stay right there in the middle of everything that's happening for 800 baht a night or 700 baht a night.
Yeah, I only ever went there for Eden Club in my single days. I used to love that place. But
you were talking about you go to the end of the Soy at the dead end. Right
on the
there,
left, hotel.
On the left, it's also, and downstairs was an open bar.
Right. Yeah, there's a couple of hotels there. Yeah.
Yeah, and the guys and ladies that were there, they were more than happy to just sit outside and chat with you.
The last bar on the right, going down the Soy 7.1, was a Kathu ladyboy bar. It wasn't a massage; it was a bar.
It's a bar.
And I went in there with my friend about 6 months ago, and and there were some girls in there as well. And he's got a girlfriend, and I'm married. We weren't in the bars for anything apart from drinking and having a laugh. But this one lady boy there had this huge operation, just huge operation, you know, and just kept pulling them out, running out in the street. Anyone walking down just kept flashing. But
for
then,
those of you that
she flashed. She decided to pull her skirt up. She hadn't had the operation, and most men on this planet would have been very happy to have what she had between her legs.
Oh, really?
Huge. I'm like, what?
And that's so.
And I remember saying to her, "Why are you not chop off?" She goes, "Would you?"
All right. Long time ago, a story was sent to me that The Kathuis that actually don't get the surgery actually made more money and had more opportunities than the girls that did. So I don't know anything about that, but I can tell you, for any of those that don't know, Kathuis can be some of the best friends that you've ever met in your entire life.
Great drinking partners. Brilliant.
Oh my God, they'll look after you. But if you also look after them, like if someone's being disrespectful to them and you kind of say, hey, knock it off, you got a friend forever.
Do you know, there's one working with Mem now, and she's from the Philippines. It's funny, everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, at least they're more beautiful over here than they are in America. I can tell. Well, I'm sorry, Americans. I'm just saying, most of the transgender Americans don't look anywhere close to what's going on over in Asia. Philippines and Thailand can pull it off a whole lot better.
Yeah. But when I was managing those bars, early 2000s, end of the 90s, there was a show bar in Pattaya on Second Road, and I can't remember what it was called, down towards Walking Street, but it was on Second Road, and they had a Katoi show every night, and there was some stunning. There was also the big show, the Simon Cabaret or whatever it's called. Some of the ladyboys in Thailand are absolutely stunning and amazing. But anyway, we were talking about Thai women, weren't we?
Well, we still are. So
yeah, I suppose. Yeah. I suppose.
Oh, yeah. So what we were, and we got on that topic. But so
have you ever had a ladyboy, Rob?
Huh?
Have you ever had a ladyboy?
No. I've only in Kamala, there's two that were really good friends of mine that I would sit whenever I would go to Danny's place. If they showed up, I would make sure they sat at the same table because it would be hilarious. But I only have ladyboys as friends.
I think I might have accidentally got a oral extraction from one.
You're not the only person that's ever told me that.
Yeah.
I won't say the name of who else told me that, but So to each their own.
Oh, it wasn't on purpose. I was in the pump station. I think it was Soy Potato.
You were in the pump station.
Pump station, Soy Post Office or Soy 13, whatever it was. And in them days, the bar, you'd walk in the bar, it was a narrow bar, and a long bar, and you'd sit along the bar with all your mates, and you were fake. They had TV screens behind the bar. So you sit on the bar, looking at the TV screen, talking to your mates with a pint or a bottle or whatever it was. And underneath the counter was cutouts where your knees went. And there were girls under there, supposedly doing collecting donations, oral extraction donations for something. And every so often they'd pop up. And as they were doing this, suddenly a ladyboy popped up in front of me, and I'm like, you just never live it down.
Oh my God. I want to say thank you real quick to Richard for super chat. I appreciate that, Richard, for the super chat. Guys, tell me how many people are in the chat? How many people are watching right now? Because I'm not on that page. I appreciate all you moderators in the house and taking care of all the comments. Thank you very, very much.
There's a subscriber in the house. He's called the STE, which is Steve, and Was Show. I haven't seen him for ages. He says, don't mention my name. He was probably sat on that bar with me.
Well, I tell you what, we had a place. It's not there anymore, but it was called Mountain View, which was the last bar in Kamala before you went to Patong.
Right. Yeah.
And that place at the very end, before they went completely broke, because I guess it just ran out of clientele. Everyone went somewhere else. I don't know where they went, but at the end, there would be a couple of Katuis that would work there, and you had to be strong-armed to keep them away. I mean, they are relentless about trying to sit with you, be a part. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. For another Leo, he says.
Where's my Leo?
Oh, well. Can you even get Leo over there?
Yeah, I think you can, but I haven't touched alcohol since I landed in the UK.
Well, I wouldn't change that.
But remember I told you something before the stream about me? I went for the eye check this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with Thai women.
All right, so I'm going to go check our survey again. All right, so we've done the SK. Thank you so much. The Aussie dollar of 30.99. Thank you very much.
We've covered Bitcoin. You've covered.
Yeah. I'll have to buy some Bitcoin with that.
Thai women. We've touched on the subject. We might come back to that in a bit later.
So we're done with Bitcoin, which was the least one. The second least one that people were asking was about me going back to Kamala. So I'm going to wrap that one up real quick. Not going back. And we're done. No. The truth is, me going back to Kamala will not happen until I either get the jab or they relinquish the fact that I have to have it before I go back. I'll take a test. I don't mind taking the COVID test, but if I have to go and get the jab, then there's a lot more money in traveling and me trying to get that done. So it's looking at 4 more weeks before I can even consider going back to Kamala. And
what has happened with Phuket? Is the sandbox still going? Are they open? Are they closed? I can't make out the news.
They're open, but now if I want to leave from Bangkok or here, Nakhon Pathom, anywhere, you have to have proof that you've had a full vaccination and the COVID test and a negative of the COVID test for 2 weeks. 2 weeks for the jab and 72 hours for the nose test.
If I wanted to fly back to Phuket right now, I've had my jabs, but it turns out good old Great Britain screw up. I had AstraZeneca, 2 jabs, but the first one was manufactured in an Indian factory who hadn't got the paperwork for the EU to say it was good. So 5 million of us in Britain, one of our jabs is no good and not accepted in other countries as a jab. Mince.
Oh man. Well,
third jab incoming.
The main thing I've got going on is I'm fine where I'm at. As a matter of fact, I got a message from a friend of mine. I won't say her name today, and she said that she was heading back to Buriram, and if I wanted to pop over and say hey to her, I could. And Thailand is frowning against travel from places to places, but if I could get in a taxi cab and go to Buriram or just someplace else and just do a trip, or even go back down to Pattaya and hang out with Andy at the Hideaway just for a week, I have no problem traveling. I do miss my house and my friends in Kamala, but I'm not.
Are you still paying rent on that place? Full rent?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah,
there's a few people in the chat been mentioning another YouTuber. I don't think you have talk about other YouTubers on your channel.
Well, who's the YouTuber?
Well, I'm not going to mention the name. It's someone that did something silly. This popped up in the last few weeks. I will say to those people, I actually messaged that person to see.
Thank you, Patrick.
What they'd done, and I have not heard anything back from that YouTuber. So I don't know where that person is, but there's a few. Probably best not to talk about other YouTubers on your channel, isn't it, Rob?
I just want to say thank you to Patrick for super chat real quick. I appreciate that very much. Any super chats? Dude, I wish where's it at? Thank you.
What's that?
It's a change purse.
A change purse.
I put all my Thai coins in here, and it's a change purse.
I thought you were going to say put all your super chats in there.
I put my super chat money in this, and you can see there's a lot of room to. No, I can't say that. I don't mind talking about other YouTubers. Hey, Andy. Haven't seen Andy Warren in a long time. Good to see you in the chat as well. Hey, Scott, Mr. Mitch, Fabian.
Yeah, this YouTuber got drunk on a live stream and broke a load of laws. Broke a load of laws.
Yeah.
So that's the problem when you get drunk on live streams.
Yeah, I can tell you what, if you think that nobody is recording your live stream, you're wrong. There's always someone out there looking look for the opportunity to show you what you did.
Briefly on that, because there's a couple of comments there about it. If you live in Thailand as a foreigner, or live in any country in the world as a foreigner to that country, then you should take responsibility and follow the laws of that country, and don't break those laws of that country if you're going to live in that country. It's common sense, and it's respect to that country. So whether you have a YouTube channel or not, you don't break the laws in that country. And something happened in the last couple of weeks. A YouTuber, I haven't watched all the videos, but I think quite a few laws were broken. So people are watching YouTube and recording them.
It's just as simple. If you went to someone's house for dinner, would you tell them that their food sucked?
Well, if you went to someone's house and they said, please take your shoes off, and you say no, that's the same. There's no respect. But there are YouTubers out there in the Thailand genre, more than one, that have broken laws, serious laws, I think. So,
well, it's obvious that they broke laws.
Whatever's going to happen to them, if you break the laws, then they're going to face the penalty. So,
well, what I've seen even before that was, I'm not even going to get. Yeah, let's just let it go at that.
Going back to Thai women, if you're married to one, if you disrespect your Thai wife, she's going to give you hell. Don't do that either.
Oh, dude, if you disrespect any Thai woman, let me tell you a story. All right, so here's a quick story. First of all, David says, Simon and Rob, how long do you know each other? I think about 3.5, 4 years.
Yeah, it's got to be a few years, isn't it?
From YouTube, we've met each other.
Yeah.
So as long as
YouTube.
I've been on YouTube now for almost 6 years, and you've been on YouTube. However long we've both been on YouTube, we've kind of known of each other at least.
Yeah, but we haven't met till we met about a year ago. Actually, physically met.
Oh, in Phuket.
Yeah.
In Kamala. Yeah, and we'll get to that. We'll go back to that in a minute.
Okay.
We'll talk about your travels down there. But my story about disrespecting, it's like, okay, so what?
Thai women, disrespecting Thai women.
Disrespecting Thai women. Lesson one for me. One big lesson for me. One of the biggest lessons I'll never, ever, ever forget. When I first came here, I was in Bangkok, and I would go to the bars, and the women's hands were all over me. I'm drinking a beer. Their hands are in my crotch. They're on my butt. When I'm playing pool, they're slapping me. They're hugging me. They're jumping on me.
Really?
They're like just all what?
Really? Grabbing your crotch and manhandling you?
You're being sarcastic.
They're so disrespectful to an American man.
So let me tell you what happened. I moved to Kamala Phuket. I go to a bar, I'm playing pool, and I'm drinking, I'm having a great night. And the girl I'm playing with, she's fine. She is so sexy. And she says something, and I just whack right on her tush, right on her butt, just smack on the butt. And she just does this. And that was it. We finished the game of pool. Nothing was said. We finished the game of pool. She didn't say anything to make me think that anything was wrong. And the next week, it wasn't a cold shoulder. Half the bar wasn't speaking to me.
Because
And
you smacked her butt. Was this the girl?
Smacked her bottom, and she's a bar girl.
Did she manhandle you before?
No, not this one. No. I said
this was another one.
Right. I was saying I was in Bangkok and I was being molested. So when I got to Kamala, I thought, well, I'm in a bar. It's the same. It's a bar girl. They can do the same thing. No. It took 3 years for her to speak to me.
I used to see that in my bar. Guys would come in and manhandle the girls. And some of the girls were service girls. And all they did was take an order, walk to the bar, get the order, bring it back, sit and chat to the guys.
Yeah.
No touching.
Not
interested in the guys to go out the bar. They had boyfriends, Thai boyfriends, foreign boyfriend, whatever. They were untouchable. And they come in, guys would come in and make the mistake and just manhandle them, and they'd be like, war breakout. You know, they did have different uniforms on in our bar, but not every bar. They don't in every bar. So you don't know. It's an easy mistake to make, but you soon learn, you know, as they throw a bottle at you.
Well, I've never been hit or had anything thrown at me, but I will never forget that day. Now, mind you, me and this girl now are best friends. Right. But it took she didn't speak to me for 3 years, but then she realized that I was genuinely apologetic. Well, I apologized for it later when I figured it out. And then I just let time go by. And let me tell you folks, Simon, you can chime in if you have a number, but I have found that it takes about 2.5 to 3 years for a Thai woman to stop being pissed off at you if she's pissed.
Sometimes it'll go on forever. They won't forgive you. There's
one that hasn't forgiven me. There's one. I know one woman in Thailand. The more there's two that hate me. They literally hate me. And I've never touched them. It was just my mouth. It was just my personality. It pissed them off.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to talk about this horrible worldwide illness rubbish at the moment, but I was thinking, going back over the years, I was there in the 90s, and then, you know, being that you've lived there now, what, 6 odd years? I've probably lived in Thailand on and off for about the same sort of time. It's changed over the years. And then you did the poll about me coming back to Thailand. Was it? What was the poll? What was it you wanted to touch on?
Okay. All right. So let me just look and see what the number is right now. The number one thing that people wanted to hear about, 45%, is the quote was, Simon coming back to Thailand. Are you coming back to Thailand? What are your thoughts on coming back to Thailand? In the last video that we did together, you seemed disheveled about coming back to Thailand.
And by the way, totally Drew. Is that Tokyo Drew in the chat? He's changed his name to Totally Drew. I wonder if that is. I haven't seen him for a long time.
I don't see a Drew on my end. I don't see
Totally Drew on the bottom. Anyway, so our aim is to come back to Thailand. We came back to the UK at the right time, I think, as well, to replenish our savings, to come back and get our resort open and up and running again. That is the goal. However, people, I think, when are we coming back? So we have to look as a business person. So we're coming back as business people. We own a business in Thailand. When is the time we will come back? We have to look at it from a business angle. And with everything that's happening in the world, let's just say, I honestly think it'll be April the 1st, 2023 is when Mem and me will be coming back to Thailand. Well, we're being realistic. We have the option, if someone invents a magic pill or a jab that fixes everything and everything opens and mass tourism comes back in a week's time, we have the ability to come back quicker. But looking at the way Thailand is today, and the way the vaccination program hasn't gone to what it should do, and the current numbers, so taking England a whole year to vaccinate and get to where they are now. But we've still got like 47,000 new cases a day of that dreaded thing. I honestly think it's going to take a whole year in Thailand from today before they're fixed, providing we don't get another anything
variant.
else.
Yeah.
Then you've got, once it's open, and it's all open, wide open, all the people in the world that have lost loved ones, family, jobs, businesses, money, they've got to save money to start getting back to life normally and then take holidays. So I think that'll take a further 3 months probably. So penciled in, I am looking April the 1st, 2023 for us returning to Thailand to reopen our business. It might be 6 months earlier, it might be 3 months earlier, it might even be later. But for people who are asking today, when are you going back to Thailand? That is my penciled in date to return to Thailand. We don't want quarantine. We are not going back if we've got a quarantine. We are not going back if only tourism, a 40% return. It wouldn't be viable to open the business again until it is fully, people that can get into the country, visas are sorted out. You know, Thailand, I think, will drop a lot of visas, make it easy for people to come back. They'll have to.
Well, they've already started considering for the rich to make it, you know, like long-term visas for people with money because, well, they do. They need people to be back in the country, especially those that can help sustain the country's economy.
Someone just mentioned David Baker. I've left a load of tools in my resort in the workshop. Sam's there, Mem's younger brother, looking after everything, and it's all double locked, and he hasn't actually got a key to the shed, and he won't get through those padlocks. The way realistically, I can only see what's happening in England around me, and I'm working in the industry. I am COVID testing every day, and people are still coming up to me sick with COVID, and the numbers are going up for the young uns. The vaccination program seems to be working. When they vaccinated everybody, hopefully things will turn. But Thailand, if you think how big the country is, 70 million people. Okay, you've got Bangkok and the cities, that would be easy to vaccinate. How do you vaccinate the villages in Thailand? And there are thousands of villages. You would have to vaccinate. Mobile units going out, vaccinate. It's just a logistical nightmare to vaccinate Thailand people.
And the problem is the people in the village would never be susceptible to the COVID virus per se. I mean, immediately, except for the fact that their unemployed family members from the cities of Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket are all coming home and having it. You saw the other day, we were talking about the girl even ran away from the sandbox and went home too early to Chonburi, which puts everyone in her path, everyone from the airlines, the taxi cabs, the family, the whole mess in jeopardy.
And the other thing that's gone wrong in Thailand, which has slowed all this down, is the marketing of Thailand. The vaccination program went all wrong. Thailand bought the Chinese vaccines, Sinovac. They hadn't educated everyone about the vaccines. They got that vaccine, and when they started vaccinating people, maybe they vaccinated the wrong people, but quite a few people fell really ill or even died. And then word spread around Thailand. Now, in my village, everyone wants to get vaccinated in Thailand village, but they do not want that Chinese vaccine now because they believe it's no good. So there's a lot of education's got to go people who are in the villages have no education, some of them. These are people that are 60, 70, 80 years old who never go out of the village in their life, and they don't understand everything that's going on. And they've just got to educate the whole of Thailand properly.
Right. So
yeah, it's
so let me tell you. Go ahead.
My son-in-law, my stepson, we've paid for him to go and get his vaccine today, just up the road from you, and he's having the AstraZeneca, but we've paid 1,800 baht for it. So he's getting that vaccine. So the youngsters in Thailand, they are happy, but they're picking the vaccine they want. But it's still not readily available in Thailand. So bottom line, we're coming back to Thailand after this is all open, finished, and the airlines are all flying and tourists can get there easily. We will then be back in Thailand. That sort of answers that question.
Nathan says that he's already been checking out the 10-year visa, but it's too early for him to stay that long. Yeah, Nathan, I know once you get the opportunity to get over here and stay, I know you will. Nathan loves him some Thai women. He really does, man.
He does, doesn't he?
He does. He loves his Thai women. And I'm sure whenever he gets the opportunity to plant his roots over here, per se, that he will. But I was going to add to what you were just saying. You were talking about the fear and the uncertainty and the disinformation up in the Isan area. I'm going to tell you, where I'm staying right here in the house.
Yeah,
we had the one man that had COVID, and he went to quarantine for 2 weeks. He's been back now for 3 or 4 days. Nobody will go near him.
Yeah, he's got the lurgy.
The suitcase that he brought in, they won't even bring into their rooms. They put it on the balcony.
They're just not educated.
Well, and they've told him that he shouldn't go back to work for 14 more days.
Yeah.
Once he's home.
Yeah.
And I'm walking around the house. I'm not scaring anyone in the family. So any of you that are listening to this, I am not walking up to them in their face. But they see me walk around the house calm. And I told them, this has been 6 weeks ago that he had it. And I'm in the same house as the man that had COVID. There's no reason for you to fear or isolate this man. I mean, it reminds me of, I hate to say it, it reminds me of way back in the day in 1983 when they didn't know what AIDS was. And people just wouldn't go near somebody or drink after them.
You've got, as someone said, ignorance and no education. The Thai TVs and everyone, there's no education there and information put across properly. I think 50% of Thailand are people who live in villages or in very smaller towns.
Oh, yeah.
And if you think those 50% don't know anything about it and they're scared of the vaccine and they're not sure what to do, it's just going to take longer. So it just boils back the original question, when are we coming back? When any one of you can jump on an airplane, go to Thailand, not have to go through any quarantine or any hassle at all, and you can continue your normal holidays like you did 2 years ago and travel around Thailand freely. Our business, which is hospitality, it's a resort, and people are going to drop in on their way down through the country. It's like, just like a hotel or a bed and breakfast. When all of those businesses can open up to the public and not have to make restrictions on what you've got to do and what you can't do and all this, and we can open up freely, that's when we're going to come back.
Well,
no point otherwise.
I've thought about 2 times since I've been here of just going back to the United States, visit my family, get my Johnson & Johnson vaccine, whatever. And I thought, well, maybe I should just do that. I've got my bags already packed here. I could go back to America and but the loops and the hoops to get back over here which everyone knows that I'm not financially well off. I mean, if you don't know it, I'm not rich. So when people give me a hard time about going and getting a COVID shot at the hospital, I say it's 125 to 130 US dollars.
Yeah.
I don't want to just give up 130 US dollars if I can wait it out and get back to Phuket.
Yeah.
So the fact of me going back to America to get a free jab, then I would have to buy the insurance to get back over here, go through quarantine once I get back over here, pay for the quarantine once I get back. I can't. It's financially.
Cost you thousands to fly back there, do all that, and come back.
And I have a credit on the airline. I mean, I have a free round trip ticket because I bought one last year, and it still doesn't outweigh it just doesn't. Hey Ted, what's going on? Just saying hey.
Yeah, at the moment with everything, all the quarantine and isolation, and you have to do. Every country's got its own rules. It's just not feasible at the moment for people to go on holiday in Thailand. And if they did go on holiday right now and went through quarantine, once they get out of the quarantine hotel, what's there available? It looks like Thailand's about to go into a huge lockdown, and no bars and restaurants will be open. You won't be able to move about. Well,
I tell you what, if any of you that are listening, if you're going anywhere in Thailand, you best be in Phuket. I can speak because I have people on the ground in Phuket, and you can still, especially in Kamala, you can have a halfway normal, fun day. But I can also speak that I saw what's going on in Pattaya, and I wouldn't want to be in Pattaya right now. I'm just saying it.
My village has got a lockdown in Thailand. The village we live at is a lockdown. You know, that province of Phetchaburi, you can't move around village to village to town to city in Phetchaburi at the moment.
I don't think we can here.
Even though it's not official, but it's frowned upon, and all the villagers are watching out for each other moving around, and apparently they're all sort of moaning at each other if you want to move around. So
well, the locals here that knew my face from seeing me walk to 7-Eleven every day.
Yeah.
When I was gone for 2 weeks, they started asking questions if I had gotten sick, and of course they were told no. I'm just behaving inside and not going out. Well, I walked out today. I got double takes, and I can tell you the hair. 4 of the 5 businesses right around the corner that were open every day, hair salons, they're all closed. People have strung banners up saying we're closed due to COVID-19. I got dirty looks from a couple of, I didn't get dirty looks. I got double takes from people just like, because again, now with the numbers going up, I'm in an area that there are no farang. So when they see me, they think that this guy just get off the boat. I'm not making friends over here by walking down the street. They're not being rude, but and like you said, poor education or lack of education about any of it. Now, when I walked into 7-Eleven, there was no problem. The staff didn't run away from me. They didn't fear me. So back
in January, when I came home to the UK, I thought I'd be flying back to Thailand November, December this year, 21. And it's just not going to happen. And then I started thinking next year. But again, it's just going to take so long for everything to fix. People are booking holidays for 21, early 22. No one can actually give you an answer whether it's going to be okay. We're all hoping a magical fix comes along and everything goes back to normal. But will we ever see a normal again? Airlines are going bust. Companies are going bust. It's going to take years to recover, I would guess. But I do see a normal Thailand, or what we remember as a normal Thailand, coming back. It might come back better. It might not be as great for a few years, but I do see it recovering because it's a beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful beaches. And when people have got money in their pockets, it's a great country to go on holiday. So
Oh,
I
absolutely.
do see it coming back, but I sadly think it's going to be at least a year and a half.
Jim says, I am in Kamala. Well, head down to Danny's place. You'll be fine. Or Nana's. Go to Nana's rooftop restaurant and say hello to her. You'll be fine. I don't
So
know. It's 8 o'clock, so I don't know. But
we've covered Bitcoin. We've covered Thai women briefly. Rob's
yeah.
traveling back to Kamala. We've covered, and Meek and Mem
Oh,
coming back to Thailand.
we've covered it all. We
So
covered
we
it
could
all.
go back. We could go back and talk about Thai women. I can announce I'm officially old, can't I? Because I went. My right eye's been playing up a bit when it had the eye test. And
tell them the story. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. Tell them the story. I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to talk about your $600 glasses.
Yeah. Okay. I will. So about a year ago, in Thailand, my right eye was a little bit blurry. I went opticians, bought new glasses, and they said, "Yeah, you got a stigma, which is just not quite round lens." Anyway, here in the UK, my right eye a little bit blurry now, with and without glasses. Went into the opticians here in the UK. It's a place called Specsavers, and apparently I've got a cataract growing on my right eye, and I will have one eventually on my left eye. And in 4 years' time, I've got to have a cataract operation. But the young assistant, he's like 25 years old. He says to me, "You've got a cataract. You're going to have an operation in the near 4 years' time." And I said, "Well, what's brought that on?" And he said, "Well, smoking." I said, "Well, yeah, okay." Now, he said, "Right." I said, "Alcohol in the past?" He said, I went, "Yes." And so my alcohol and smoking in the past has brought it on, plus old age. And I said, "Oh, okay, fair enough." And he said, "How old are you?" And I said, 58. And he said, "Oh, I don't mean to be rude," he said, "but you've got a lot of wrinkles. I thought you were 70. What? Cheeky little git. So, yeah, I've now got a cataract growing on an eye. So I have Thai health insurance. I use a company called Pacific Cross, and it covers, I believe, eye operation in Thailand. I wouldn't imagine that's an expensive operation. Maybe you guys would know if any of you have had eye surgery in Thailand. But my health insurance in Thailand will cover that, and probably have to do the second eye as well. Apparently, they just injection in your eye, numb it, little cut, pull the lens out, put a new one in, glue it, and you're done. But yeah, the Thailand health insurance will sort that out. So that's another thing I've got to look forward to. But I don't mind having it done at a Thai hospital. My hospital is in Phetchaburi. It's a private hospital called the Petcharat Hospital. And I'd say it's 4-star. There is a Bangkok hospital there, which is 5-star, but they charge you loads more for doing the same thing. And it's the same surgeons as well. And I just noticed Krista is one of my subscribers and my CCTV manager. I operated my cataract 9 months ago. It was great. He's had it done. There you go. And you're still young, Krista, as well. So you've had a cataract. Cheeky bugger, thought I was 70 with all my wrinkles. Just had a good life. £2,000 in Sydney. Now, here in the UK, if you go private, it's £2,000 an eye. But we have NHS, so it's free. So if I was here, I'd get it done free anyway. So I could always fly back and get it done. It's day surgery. You're in and out the same day. So what do we got here? Mr. Mitch. Hello, James. What about medical in the UK, says Robert Mack. Yeah, it's free at the NHS if I'm here in 4 years' time. But let's hope I'm not here in 4 years' time. So there you go. Yeah, when I said I'm 58, Robbie said, I thought you were 70. You're all wrinkly and old. Cheeky bugger. Cheeky bugger. So you're back.
Yeah, I'm going to start clicking on some links now and get people up here. Chocolate Mountain in Thailand, Mr. Mitch says. Yeah, okay. Mr. Mitch is the World of Thailand's moderator.
He moderates on more Thai channels than anybody else.
He loves it. I think he absolutely loves it. He must. I'm waiting for the. I'll talk. No, actually, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to bring up anything negative, like we were talking about earlier. If I don't want to bring up anything that would get yeah. So let's see. Cataract. My cataract in my right eye cracked. Ew. Wait, let me.
Oh, what he means is he had the cataract lens taken out maybe and put a new lens in and it cracked, I would guess. Yeah. But that would give you 3 blurry vision, yeah. It seems about 2,000 quid, $2,000 everywhere in the world for an eye. That's Krista. Krista's looking after my CCTV system at the resort, keep an eye on everything and everyone.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that would be the next thing. I could just get in a taxi cab. I go stay at your resort, right?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, because Steve from Canada is going back in end of August. He'll be back in the bungalow in the resort, so you can go and help yourself. You can go and clean the pool and get the green slime out of it. And
yeah, I would think I'd be more isolated there than I am here. I just wouldn't.
Oh yeah, you would. Yeah, it's 150 meters to get a Leo.
That's a deal breaker right there. 150 meters to get a Leo. Man.
Unless you find the key to my fridges where there's loads of Leo in there.
So funny that you mentioned that, because for those of you that don't know, Simon has a book out and I'm writing a book. Simon's book's already published and on Amazon. I don't have the link. Mr. Mitch, if you can find that link on the other one, I appreciate it, but don't go out of your way to find the link. The thing was, in the chapter, one of the chapters I was writing just a couple days ago was my first experience in Thailand, where you see one of these 150-meter billboards.
Yeah.
You're like,
the billboards are impressive.
God.
When you drive from Bangkok to heading down to Phuket, you head down the number 4, the 35, and then you've got a left-hand corner, which is halfway down to Hua Hin. You go around the left-hand corner, and they've got all those big billboards, and then next to it a big mountain, and then there's my house. But they're huge.
It's more than a football field. It's more than a football field.
Yeah, huge.
They're until you've seen one in person, you cannot fathom. A camera wouldn't do it justice if I took a picture of it. He's like, oh, it's a billboard. No.
So
it's the side of the,
Barry Smith was helping me on the channel for over a year, and he was living with me at our place. As he said, it's fine living there, but the nightlife is limited. Making your own fun is better anyway. There is a chip shop near our place and karaoke bars, but a bit different.
Mr. Mitch, don't worry about the link to Simon's book.
Somewhere.
Simon, you can show your book, but if you go on Amazon for all of just go right. Go to
Google Love on the Rocks, Simon LOS. Love on the Rocks, Simon LOS.
Simply just go to Amazon and go to books and type in Love on the Rocks. It's right there. It's that simple.
Yeah. So
Simon might see $1 from it next year. Who knows?
I think I actually get more than that per book.
I'm joking.
No, but I think I do. But that first book, all the money I make from that first book, I've given away to charity. So I'm not taking any of it myself. So
I was thinking about doing a charity thing, but right now I'm not in a position where one charity would be the right one. I feel like if I was to try to raise money for anything right now, it would hurt. Some people would attack me that I wasn't doing the right charity.
What you could always buy a scooter, let's say for about
don't you go there.
You could buy a scooter for 40,000 baht. And ride it for a few weeks.
Time step at 1 hour and 4 minutes.
Then you could sell the scooter, the 40,000 baht scooter you bought, and give it to people who are starving on the streets.
All right, so let's talk about that. Let's not even talk about that.
You could. You buy a second-hand scooter, because these scooter shops that are renting the bikes out, have got no business. They've got no one renting the bike. So you're doing them a favor and they're happy to sell you a bike cheaper. I'm sure we know someone on YouTube that bought a bike from a scooter shop recently and he paid 40,000 baht for a nice Yamaha Aerox. So you've done that shop a favor buying the bike, which is great. Use it for a while, but then I would advise that you sell it if you don't need that bike anymore and give the money away to people who are starving. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I know what he was going for, but I see it back. It's backfired.
It's backfired.
It's backfired.
Oh, on him.
Well, there was
no, not backfired. Exploded.
Yeah, there was no reason to do that at this point in time in Thailand. I know without attacking the video.
Rob, I wasn't going to go to that bit of that. I was just saying a person bought a bike and then should have sold it.
Well, everyone knows what you're talking about.
I don't know. A lot of people might not know what that YouTube.
Okay.
What I'm saying, a good idea if you do have a bike and it's spare, sell it and give the money away to people who are starving.
Absolutely. I mean, but going back to me, I mean, I thought the other day, I was thinking, oh my God, I should do a video and I should raise money at the end of it for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I love the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yep.
Helping children for free, it's a win-win situation. But at the same time, I thought, well, now's not the right time because me being in Thailand, I should be more focused on trying to help the people of Thailand. And then I got overwhelmed with it. I was like, because last time I tried to raise money and do anything, I got attacked at so many different angles. And yeah.
When you do YouTube, you're going to we all get attacked anyway, because some people like us, some people don't. And whatever you do or say, people will think whatever anyway. I decided my charity I help is in my village for blind kids and well, it's not just kids, it's adults, babies, right? And I don't put it on the channel. I get the satisfaction, and Mem does, that we're helping our local community. I think if you wanted to do anything, you should do something maybe in Kamala, because you know people in Kamala that are suffering. I think you should do something there privately. And good to see you, Simon. Any vlogs up and coming? No, I'm just not doing any vlogs at the moment. I'm working pretty much every day of the week. This is the only thing I'm doing is dropping on Rob's channel to do some streams until he gets fed up of me. At the moment.
No.
But yeah, charity things are tricky. I mean, when you start saying let's do charity together on YouTube, you'll generate some money, you'll put it on camera, you go and give this free money away to feed people, and then you get all the haters come and say you kept some of the money or you did this with it, you didn't. And it's like, it's just hassle. Is like, it's one of the sides of YouTube that's a pain.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget
Anne.
When Anne. I'll never forget what I went through with Anne. They actually turned her briefly. They turned her against me. They said, he's took the money that he raised for you and he put it in his own pocket. Even after I gave her the surgery, she thought that I had kept money that was supposed to be given. It was so ridiculous, but the trolls went out of their way to convince. And it's not true today. The girls that thought I had done something wrong are now my friends, and they realized that I did. But it took a while. It took a while.
People don't know you actually spent more money out of your own pocket helping Anne than you received to help her. But you could never say that because people wouldn't believe it. It's anyway. Haters and trolls are complete fools.
Taking a girl and getting her plastic surgery done in her eye, putting her on an airplane, flying her to Bangkok, sending her to the best hospital in Southeast Asia to talk to a #1 doctor who I recorded on YouTube, which I had to get a permission slip to record because I'm recording in Bummengrad Hospital.
Hey, Rob, do you think trolls and haters, we ought to really say thank you to them? And I'll applaud some of them, because they've taken their sad existence and lives, and they've come and spent time in their lives on us. They've actually spent, they've all their energy and time they've given to us free. So thank you for that, because you're just mad, and that is mad, trolls. I don't know, and it just makes me laugh.
It's
with what you did for Anne, all the people that attacked you, it's just madness, absolutely crazy. So that's why, we don't do charity things anymore, do we? It's just, yeah.
Well, I have to be careful what I say, because I have to be careful what I say on live streams, because I have plans. I have grand plans of raising money, but at the same time, Brian Flowers, shout out to Brian Flowers, by the way. He was raising money to help pay school for all of their funding right before COVID hit, and it was poor timing just with COVID. He didn't know it was going to happen. He was raising money, and everyone was giving him crap about, oh, he's just taking the money, he's not giving it. He was buying all the computers. He was paying for all the salaries of the teachers. He was getting the entire school out of debt. That was his only goal, was to get them out of debt so that they could just go forward free of debt.
Brian's a great guy, and if he actually put on YouTube and showed what he's actually done in the background, people would totally realize that what a good guy he actually is. The amount of money he has given to charities and help people. And then some people say, well, look how he's made his money and all the rest of it. But he didn't have to go out of his pocket and put money to so many places. I always said, if he does anything, when I'm back in Thailand, if he does some charity drives and things, me and Mel would happily come along and help, because the causes he helps are always good.
Well, the first thing he did when COVID hit was he was giving away all those free meals. A lot of people were. Yeah. Because we all thought this would be a 6-month deal. That's what we all thought. In 6 months, we'll all be back to normal. And so he spent a lot of his savings on doing the charity work with the food, which we all did. Kamala did it for so long until everyone just ran out of money. So the thing is, he's done a lot of good. And what's funny about Brian, this is just me personally, he's not afraid to say that he's a bar owner with girls. He's not afraid to say that. And at the same time, he's not afraid to say what he's doing is a natural business. Guys want girls. Girls want money. He's the middleman. He's like, hey, I'll open a bar.
I mean, you can't really glorify what he does. Even when I was a bar manager, I was called a pimp and all sorts of things. But it's a service industry. He's very good at what he does. But personally, as a man, he is a great guy with what he does for people. I fully respect him and love what he does in the background. And also his dad as well is an amazing person.
Yeah, I met his dad, and his dad's funny. His dad's funny as hell.
Yeah, absolutely and, lovely, his dad.
And Brian, okay, so you were saying before we started this, or as we're doing this video, you were saying that someone was saying that you look older than you are.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Brian does too.
Yeah, but we've had a hard life, I've had a hard life.
So I've had a wonderful. That's great.
I don't even tell people about my my life before. I've never mentioned it really on YouTube, and people don't. But yeah, I think I've had quite a hard life, maybe in some ways, and that's why I'm wrinkly and old. But I don't care because I got a beautiful wife, and she she doesn't care about my wrinkles. But she doesn't see me very often in the daylight because she works till late. Comes home, it's dark. Go to bed, gets up early. I'm gone to work, so yeah, she doesn't see them really. Maybe she hasn't seen the wrinkles.
I miss talking to her. I haven't seen her in a long time. Your fans haven't seen her in a while.
She is just loving work. She's back with her old friends at the hospital. They're being lovely to her. They all missed her. She's just, and she loves the work she's doing. She loves the patients. Go on.
So I want to interject. Let's talk about that. Thai
Right.
women love to work.
14 years Mem was in Britain before we went to start the resort. She had 2 jobs, and she'd work from 7 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, and then 4:30 in the afternoon till 10 at night in the second job, 6 days a week. And she loved it.
Loved it.
Now she's doing 1 job and she's working the same hours, 7:30 in the morning till 10 at night, 6 days a week, 18 hours a day or whatever it is, and she loves it.
So overtime.
She's doing loads of overtime, but she's not doing it for the money. She's doing it because she loves the job, and she's with patients, and she just adores the people she's working with, the patients, the hospital. Loves the job. Loving it.
I'm going to have to make a whole chapter in the book. There's no way for people to understand in America. Americans go to work to make their money, and they work very hard for their money, but they don't like their. I don't know hardly anyone in America that says they love their job. I'm just saying. There's several, but Thai women live to work.
No, I would agree and disagree. So if they're working in Thailand, the money's poor and they have to work long hours, and they love to earn money and make money. If they're working abroad, they've been lucky and they've met one of ours or they've got abroad, the money's totally different. It's a lot more money. But Mem has tried a couple of jobs in the past in England that she hated, and I made her give them up because you don't work in a job you hate. If you have to work in a job you hate, you're losing the quality of life.
Okay, so you had that experience. I didn't know. I've never known a Thai woman to work in a. I've never known a Thai woman to work in another country. I know Nisha from the White Sun Bar.
Yeah,
loves her job. She's a caregiver now.
Right.
But she loves it, and she would probably work 24 hours a day if they'd let her.
Thai and it's probably Asian women, not just Thailand, in fact, Thai guys probably and Asian guys, not all of them, but they work hard. They're used to working 12 hours a day and more for small money. Move country, it makes no difference the money. They're still working 12 hours or more. You add in the money as a benefit, more money, they'll work 24 hours a day. But there is Thai women here in England who are lazy, very lazy, and don't want to work. They just want a husband to keep them at home. I call them the tribe. So they've got the rich husband, gives them the Land Rover, the Range Rover, gives them money. They all gather together in little Thai groups and cause mayhem. They're all lazy. There are some, Asian women that are not workaholics.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, people. Don't get me wrong. I know. I can think of one. I can see her face right now. She is a gold digger. I know for a fact. I know the guy that she's doing it to, and he's oblivious. But it's not as common to find a gold digger in my personal experience. It's not as common to find a gold digger.
It is here in Thailand. You can find gold diggers easy.
Well, if you're at a bar,
not necessarily a bar. I tell you, it's not. Girls who work in bars and girls who work in restaurant shops, they're not that different where it comes to business and money. I know girls in a village who work, let's say they work in retail, and they're gold diggers. And they are looking for either a rich Thai man or a rich foreigner. They don't care. And they don't care how old they are. It's money.
True. The woman that I'm thinking of in my brain, she's not a bar girl. She's not. Yeah. She's a gold digger. Yeah.
We've always said, there's always that expression. Oh, and hello, Pokemon, I will not be replaced. That's an old name I love seeing. And Alan, I can never remember Alan's surname. He keeps popping up saying hello. Alan, I can't, French name. Where are you gone? Anyway, hello, Alain. Girl, oh, God, you get me on this subject. It's like...
I'm going to grab a beer. So I'm going to grab a beer. Hold on one second. Okay, so we're talking.
Okay. Jesus, yeah. Well, that's Thai women. Good and bad. Good, bad, and ugly Thai women. Asian women. Which story do you grab? Yeah, okay. So, and you could probably hear me, Rob. There was always this saying, you can't take a girl out of a bar. You're right. You can take a girl out of a bar, but you can't take
Take
the
the
bar
bar out of
out of
the
the
girl.
girl. Now, I understand that expression working in the industry. They get, after 3 months, their hearts go hard. They are just business machines, and you can take them out of the bar, but they're always looking for the angle of grabbing. They've still got it in the head.
Yeah, it's in their head how they can make money easily.
But again, a girl in retail or wherever, it's the same. They're earning money there. You take them out and they're not earning money. Their head's still in the money situation. So there is a lot of Thai. We're talking about Thailand, aren't we, tonight? So there's a lot of Thai women, girls. If you take them out of their job, the bar, the restaurant, wherever, and you take their income off them, they're going to turn. They've got to replace that income, and they can fall into a gold digger situation really easily because you've pulled them out of what they were used to. It's really a tricky one. And there's a lot of lovely Thai women and brilliant ones. But most of you guys already had them. So there's only all the ones left are no good, obviously, in Thailand. Oh, God, yeah. Thai women and comfort. And so Jim Malfit, all women around the world want comfort, security, and takes money. Indeed. And then there's the big thing about if you were the Thai girl, they look after, because of their culture, their religion, where they were brought up, they send money home to the family. A lot of guys can't get their heads around that. You take on a girl, you take her out of the job, you've got to give them money to do that. And that's normal. You've got to understand that. Some of you guys are lucky and your wives or girlfriends maybe haven't got a family. So you haven't got that predicament. But you go and build a house, you marry the girl, you build a house in Isan, you move the family in, her family in. You can still live happily ever after, providing you've got enough money. You could easily run out of money, though, doing that. What's this? At least Thai women try harder to make the guy happy. In the
I'm gonna agree with this because I can speak from where I come from in America. I mean, I've seen so many marriages that become so miserable, but from what I've seen, the Thai women try their best to keep it at least civil.
You really can't compare a marriage in the Western world to a marriage with in Thailand, or even taking a Thai woman to the Western world. They're a different culture, different country, different religions, different upbringings. You put a Thai person and a foreigner together, you are going to have a lot of friction in the early days because you've both totally different outlook on life. It's finding that sync, and you've got to compromise a lot. You find the sync where you can actually slot together and you understand what they need and want, and they start to understand what you need and want, and you find the middle ground, and it can be amazing. And then, yes, the Thai women will do anything for you to a certain point. To a certain point. I still believe to this day that, remember the old story, money is number one. They say money is number one in Thailand. You've heard that.
I've heard that. I don't agree with that, but yeah.
It is. I did the videos on my channel about the Thai culture and the ladder system, and money and family are the top two in a Thai woman's, in their ladders. It is two.
Well, it goes hand in hand,
and it does, and I suppose it is in everyone's culture. But you saying about Thai women, they do try harder. They do, yes. You get to that old zebra crossing thing again with I've brought up on my channel, where I've been married 17 years. So if I put Mem on the front of a zebra crossing next to me, a zebra crossing, a traffic crossing. You know, you got the flashing lights, a pelican crossing. So we're both stood on one side of the road, okay? And in the middle on the floor is, let's say, $100,000 in a case. It's a see-through case, so you can see it's $100,000 in the case, stood on the floor, all right? And I walk across the crossing, and the car's coming along, and it's going to squash me, and I'm going to be gone, or it's going to squash the money. And your partner, what are they going to grab? And even after 17 years of marriage, and as much as Mem loves me and I love Mem, she will always grab the money first.
Yeah.
And let me, because she can look after her family and everyone else.
Yeah.
But if she grabbed me, then, and you know, maybe she couldn't. And they're always going to, but if that was a member of family there and money, she'd grab her family and save them. As in her
absolutely.
mum, dad, son, daughter.
Absolutely.
So you have to put that into a perspective with Thai women. You are a foreigner. You have a different culture, different background, everything. You're not going to be right at that top of that ladder ever.
Right.
That's a bit off the top, isn't it, really?
And that's very, very, very difficult for a lot of people to comprehend. And there's no way we would have to bring you a deep, 6-week psychology course on how to understand that. There's just no way for Simon and I to explain what one simple premise that I've tried to say on my most famous video was, if you don't expect to support your Thai woman's family, this might not be the country for you. And there are still people going, I ain't never going to give money to someone that, and I don't know why I put that accent on that.
That's like a few love stories you tried once.
Love stories?
You did some love stories with a silly accent. God.
Oh, no, it wasn't love stories. Those were just the stories where I was talking about Nana's. I put the redneck version on that because I like it. It's just kind of like, I don't understand it, but then she makes these little blue drinks and they get you messed up, man.
Graham, I don't blame you going to the pub, mate, instead of listening to us for 90 minutes.
Who's going to the pub?
Graham said, good stream, boys. Simon, how can you sit there and not have a beer 90 minutes? I'm off to the pub. Layla's in the house. Lovely London young lady Layla is.
Layla?
And, she'd choose the money, but if it was my daughter on the road, I would choose. That's right, yeah. Layla's amazing woman.
I would
she
choose the
is
money
an amazing woman.
Daughter on the road. I would choose my daughter first. Of course,
actually, if Mem divorces me, I'd go and marry Layla.
Ooh,
Rob, if Mem divorced me, I'd go and marry Layla. Never met her in the flesh, but amazing woman. What she's done in her life and does for people and things. Plus, she's a nutter.
She's a nut. Well, aren't we all in our own little way? So
we ought to do another. Maybe we'll do a stream about this sort of thing in the future, Rob, because it goes so deep when you start talking about culture and Thai women and all the rest.
We can talk about the culture next time.
Bar girl culture. There's a good subject.
Bar girl culture.
And what happens behind the scenes with the bar girls, because you've seen it. You're living in Canada.
I know
all these bar girls, and you see what happens after hours.
There are so many people that don't know that her boyfriend comes and picks her up when the bar closes.
Don't spoil it. You should make some videos on this and call them After Hours with Rob.
Yeah.
Because you're drinking at those bars, you've known. And you're living in that small community full of bar girls. You know the girls. You see the foreigners come in. You see what happens. And then you see what happens after hours. That would make a great series of videos. Yeah, I know the girls that will go with Farangs. I know the girls that will only go with young Farangs. Don't spoil it. You can keep this video material. Now I'm going to be... Now I'm dipping my toe into your book series, stories about bar girls. You've got after-hour stories about... After-hour stories. You heard it here first. girls really do after hours, after customers.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good thing. Simon, you've already
Oh.
wrote my book, After Hours with Thailand Rob.
Barry's just said, I think if Mem divorced me, Mem might go with Layla as well. Yeah, she probably would, because Layla's brilliant.
Oh, guys, thanks so much for showing up. We got 147 in the house. I don't know how many thumbs up. We've been on for an hour and a half. That's long enough for two bald guys. Our hairstyle tip of the day is Mach 3 razors for me. And Simon, what's your
I use
story?
the beard trimmer, and I shave my head with that. You know, so there you go.
Well, that's the hairstyling tip that we promised.
What are you going to call the next stream, Rob? What should we call it if we're not doing hairstyles or confessions?
Oh, let's put it up.
After hours. Put a poll up, or ask people to
ask right now. What should we call the next live stream, guys? There's 140 of you in the house. Give us some ideas on the thumbnail title while we're sitting here, and we'll go through them with you.
I think After Hours with Rob and Simon.
After Hours
with Rob and Simon.
It does. The only problem is it's probably morning in some of the areas of the world.
Yeah, but you're talking about
it still works.
Yeah.
No, wax is better.
Wax
no, you're not waxing heads. No. You don't want to do that.
Oh God, man.
243. Okay, after hours sounds good.
Yeah.
Dating
that
site.
should be the name of your book. After hours in Thailand. Yeah.
Well, that's a whole different book. The first book's not about that. The first book's about me getting over here.
Second book is After Hours with in Thailand.
Second book is After Hours in Thailand. After Hours, Thailand Rob.
You should do a T-shirt, Rob. After Hours with Rob or something.
That doesn't make any sense if you're just wearing a T-shirt that says After Hours
with Rob. You know.
That sounds worse. It would be After Hours with Simon on Soy 7.1.
I can confess to anything that I did before I married, because I did loads before I got married.
Here we go. Instead of
two bald men.
What was that TV show with Charlie Sheen?
That was 2 men and 2.5 men.
2.5 men. We got 2 bald men.
2 bald men. I'm not bald. I've got hair. It's just like I shave it. I've got a helicopter landing pad on the top of my head.
Oh my God. After Hours with Dr. Rob. No, I'm not calling myself doctor. Guys, thanks so much. We're going to head out here. Rob. I appreciate everything. We've
Hinge and bracket.
Huh?
Hinge and bracket.
Well, let's don't get on to Brexit. I thought you said Brexit. All right.
No, Hinge and bracket.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead.
Keeping up after hours. That's Viagra's. That's a Viagra advert, isn't it? See that,
After
Rob?
Hours?
Keeping up after hours. That's a Viagra advert.
Keep it up after
double
hours.
Egg and chip.
Double egg and chip.
Food. That's a British meal.
Double egg and chip. Yeah, Americans wouldn't understand
double egg.
that.
You know, double egg. Our heads. Yeah,
I understand where it came from.
Yeah.
What does that say?
T-shirt. T-shirt.
T-shirt.
Oh, Simon and Rob, the Untold Story.
The Untold Story.
We haven't got any of those because we never drunk together as single guys.
Simon and Rob, the Untold Story. Yeah, we really don't have a story together. I mean, we hang out more on the internet than we ever have in real life.
Oh, that sounds sad when you say that.
Well, it's true because we don't live in the same area.
Oh, there you go. Layla's perfect title. Bald Men Are Sexy.
Here we go. Yeah. I told you, bald men are sexy. All right, so next time it'll be
Thailand.
Simon and Rob, bald men are sexy. We'll put it on your channel.
Just call it Bald Men Are Sexy in Thailand.
Oh, okay, with our avatars.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks so much. I'm going to break it off here. Take care. Have a good one. Say goodbye, Simon.
Goodbye, Simon.
You guys, thanks so much for showing up. Thanks for all the super chats. We love you all. Appreciate it very much. And
Take
we
care,
will
everyone.
see
Thanks
you
for
next
spending
time.
with
Yeah.
us.
Huh?
Thanks for spending time with us.
Yeah. Thanks for spending time with us. We had a blast. It's been an hour and a half.
And you got
Cool.
Layla's on my chin.
What?
Layla's on my chin. It's like across the screen.